Now next part I'll go for connections. So connections can be of various types. Connections can be a simple rigid connections as you're seeing it here. In this model, at many places I have rigid connections as you're seeing it here, a simple rigid connection. So connections can be a simple rigid, something like this, or it can be a spot welding, it can be a bolt, it can be a glue, so on. So first we will see these rigids. Okay, so now I will take a similar location as it is created here. Just I'll show you to create a rigid. Okay, now I'll keep my current component as rigid. Yeah, it is rigid already. Okay, one important thing to keep in mind here is while creating a rigid, I'll come to 1D rigids. So you have to be always in the option multiple nodes and calculated nodes. So this is the option which you have to use always when you are creating a rigid in Reduce. The reason being, I'll just show that now. I'll pick some slave nodes, some nodes from this component. Oh, it is quite apart. Some nodes from this and some nodes from this. Create. I had to display this widgets. Display widgets. Okay. Now if you see, since I used this option, my independent node is totally free. Even if you are creating a rigid between two nodes, let's say you are creating a rigid between this to this, create. Still you have to use this option only. Why? Because now if I say connectivity update, my independent node is totally independent. It is not connected to any of this node, and that is how it has to be in Reduce. So keep in mind while creating a rigid, it may be a two-leg rigid, something like this, or it may be a cluster. Always go with the option multiple node and calculated node. And while creating the other connections also, like nothing you should bring and attach to the master node of a rigid. On the master node of the rigid, you can only apply the loads and boundary condition. Okay, so that is one thing, and I just showed how you can create this real connection. Next, moving to spot. So normally, like you will be having the spot weld file. So it may be in many formats. So here I am trying to import one of such spot weld file. Import connectors. So I have a spot file here. It should be an XML file. So just a minute. Spot file. Open. Okay. So now I imported spot weld file which had the connectors. So I'll go to 1D connectors spot. So here I can directly realize since I have the connectors. I'll go to realize and type to spring and give a diameter of maybe 5 and tolerance, some high tolerance so that you can search all the panels, and I will select all these things. Before that, just have a look here where as of now you're not seeing anything called groups. You're not seeing anything called groups, and as of now the property is only 7. You have only 7 properties, no groups, and of course the component is 198. Okay. Just remember these numbers 198, 7 and no groups. I have selected everything and I will say realize. Okay, now these spot welds are realized. If you see, like it has created a group automatically, and the property was earlier it was 7, now it is 9. You have 2 new properties here. and component also got increased. So what I'm trying to tell is like when you create a spot weld, it will create a spring element. It will also create a contact between these two panels. You have the plotted elements here. So these elements, what you're seeing, they are the plotted elements, but your weld element is this one, which is spring to N. So now, once you create this spot weld, it is always a good practice to go and see what is the property what it has created. Because many a times those property will not be suitable for our unit system, or it may not be suitable for your internal requirement. So now just I'm trying to see the property of that. I'll go into this and say card edit. If I see the tension what is, my intention is to create a spot weld which is highly stiff and which will not elongate or compress. So if I see in that regard, this tension value, this K tension is tension along this X direction, which is very less for me. Same is along shear and so with these values, if I run my analysis, though it will create a connection between these two, but these panels can easily elongate. So this spot weld property is totally not suitable for me. So what I will do is, I will create new spot weld property. Again, I will go to create property line. Maybe its name is spot. I don't think I created it earlier. No, I have not created. Here for spot weld it is a type 13 ring. I'm good. So when system created also it created with card image type 13 only, but I was not happy with the properties. Now I have two options. What I can do is I can directly get into this and modify these properties. But there are two. I don't want to repeat that operation. So what I am doing is I'm just creating a new property and I will assign these components to this property. So that is what I am doing it here. Okay. Create. So some negligible mass. Mass is in tons. You should note that. Maybe 5. So K tension 1 equal 5. Very high stiffness for all directions, so that my spots don't elongate. So this depends, like if you have any if you need any rupture property, then you can define that. You can create, see, here you are seeing the rupture parameters. So by after achieving a particular forces, it can rupture, or after achieving a particular displacement it can rupture. So those things are possible. But here I am trying to create a very simple spot weld which is of high stiffness. So I have defined in tension very high, in shear Y very high, shear Z very high, torsion very high. So it is just a high stiff spot weld what I created here, this property. Written. Okay. So now these two components, I want to update the properties of that which got newly created. So these are the two new components which got newly created. I want to update the property of this with property what I have created. See, I have created this spot here. Spot. Apply. Okay. Okay. So I just want to ensure that again now my spot is coming with an ID of 196. So card image. Edit. Property 196. Fine. Okay. So I showed two types of connection. One is rigid and other is this one. So if you don't have maybe this spot weld file, there is a detailed procedure how you can create the connectors and how we can realize that. So that is one very detailed and big chapter. So if you have the connector file already, you can import that and realize. If you don't have connector file, you can create the connectors using some existing nodes, points, or a line. You can create the connectors. So there are many options in that regard. And okay, you can also create a bolt, which I am not showing it here. Normally how we create the bolt is, bolt will be created in between two rigid element. I can take a very simple example here to show it. I'm just taking two panels over there. I'll just switch off these connectors as well. I switched off the connectors. Now my intention is just to create a bolt between these two components. It is not necessary that you should be having a hole to create a bolt. Now I'll go to maybe a model. Sorry. Okay, model. Columns. Show FE styles. Just want to pick this, and I just want to make it as a wireframe. Okay, I'll create a node in between these two, maybe here and here. Create. So a node has been created, so that I will use for creating a bolt. I'll go to 1D connectors, bolt. Now here I require a new collector because the bolt will come in now in this existing collector, which I don't want. So I'll go to just create maybe a bolt, some color, but without any card image will be a part. Okay, it will be a part, but no property, no material as such. Create. Okay, this is my current collector now. I'll go to bolt and I will select bolt using this option, bolt, cylinder, and rigid. So here how the bolt will come is, there will be a top rigid and there will be a bottom rigid. In between that there will be a high stiff, there will be a spring element whose property I need to update. So now this will define the spread or how big I want that rigid to be. I want that rigid to be, let's say, a diameter of maybe some 30 mm. And this L1 and L2 will look for the components within that distance. So this will I'll keep it a little higher, maybe 10 and 10. So some high tolerance. Okay, so between which components I want the bolt, so that is between these two. So node is this one. So I'll just say create. Okay, reject. Distance may be less. Okay. So here if you see, it has created two rigid element and one spring element, but the beauty of this is, now I'll try to move the spring element. Let's move it in maybe Y direction by 5. I'm just moving it to show it how it has created. Translate it, translate, translate. So if you see, it has not created, it has not connected the spring element to the master node of this rigid. If I move it to its same location, it has just created a node very close to the master node or independent node. Almost they are the coincident nodes. So there it has attached this spring element. We can also see that in the coincident picking. See here there are two nodes. So this, if you have to create it manually, it will take time. Like you have to create a temp node to which you have to attach this digit, and then you have to attach the string also, and then you have to make the coincident node, which is a detailed procedure. But here, through this, you're getting the string in a very easy way. But here, one thing to mind is it will not create the property of this string automatically. It will just create a string element. Later on, you have to create a property and update to this. Now, what I am doing is these two digits, I will move it to a digit collector, which we already have. So these digits, I'll move it to digit collector, move, and for the string which is in my this bold collector, I'll just update the property. Since for this part I have used a HighStiff property, the same property I can use it for bolt as well. So what I am doing here is bolt, assign, and property. I'll take the same what I created for the spot, apply. Okay. So now I have a bolt here. So as I mentioned, like both for spot weld and bolt, it will create the type 13 spring only, or you have to use with that type 13 spring only. But depending on the stiffness, we check the, or we alter the behavior of it. But now, as of now, both are having the high stiffness, so it is okay. Okay, so that is how we create the beam. So we saw different types of connections here. We saw the spot weld, bolt, rigids. Okay. Now let's say like if you have to add any mass. So let's say like your roof has many of the internal fabric. So you have to add some non-structural mass. So for that, again, I'll create a maybe component. So this should be again with no card image. Sorry, I came to the property tab. I should be in the component tab. Component mass. So card image is no card image, no property, no material. Just for the sake of, you can call it maybe color. Okay, create. Now I am in the mass collector. So now I am just applying mass on this entire roof panel. Maybe I will apply it on the inner panels. So 1D, add mass. So nodes by collector, 1, 2, 3, select. So here there are some options. If I go with the first option, this M add mass V0, then whatever the value what I am specifying here, same amount of mass will be applied on all the nodes. Normally that will not be our case. We want to distribute it. If that is the case, then I have to go with M add V1, where let's say this mass what I have to distribute is, let's say some, now I am in tons, I have to keep in mind of that 0.0005, so some 5 kg what I am applying, create, display, mass. Okay, so that mass is applied. I have to switch on the element handles to see that. So it is showing it here in a simplified way. So that is how we apply the mass. And if you want to apply the mass on the rigid body, there is no need to create a mass element as we created it over there. There's a direct option. I'll show that here. Now let's say like I have to properly apply my maybe hub masses. So for that, I'll go to this card edit, maybe element. I'll pick this rigid element, edit. So in the rigid element itself, you have this mass card. So it may be having some 0.01, 10 kg. So this is how we apply the mass. If we have to apply the mass directly on a rigid body, we don't create the mass element over there. Directly you can put the mass. So that is the way we create the mass.